Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about how to make the right decision, and really we're going to talk about how to support ourselves when we are feeling stuck and we are feeling that we are not able to make any decision. In the current context, obviously, the inability to make decisions or the hardship of making decisions has drastically increased. Why is that? Because we have less control over so many things, right? So the clarity that we usually need in order to make decisions is less accessible to us. So we need to find new ways within ourselves to regain some form of control in our decision process, and I'm going to talk about control a bit later. But before I do that, I really want to dive a little bit into how we feel in the current climate with this lower ability to make decisions. And why is that? Right, obviously it's because there is so many things that we have no visibility, no certainty, no clarity on, be it for today, tomorrow, the next week, the next month, or the next 6 months. Planning ahead these days has become very difficult. And therefore, how we used to function, which is having the clarity to feel in control, is difficult to get these days, right? So how can we support ourselves when, we feel that either more anxiety when it comes to making decisions, or inability, let's put it this way, to make decisions because we're just not able to power through what is required of us in those times to actually make decisions. So let's talk about that. First, I want to talk about one thing, which is control versus optionalities, right? Being in control and having more control of our circumstances has been taken away from us, and therefore we have to change our ways, and we have to actually embrace optionalities. Let go of control and embrace optionalities. And when I mean optionalities, what do I mean by that? I mean actually looking at all the different things that could happen and creating an option, a response for each of those possibilities, and therefore living in optionalities and being okay with all those responses to these different options, right? So we have to actually, which is a great process, it's really about conscious leadership, right? We have to surrender our need to control, and we have to surrender, and we have to embrace living in a world of optionalities, right? Which is actually a fabulous thing, a fabulous transformation that we can do for ourselves when we embrace that there are different options, and that we can work towards things, we can move forward with different options, and then trusting that the best option is going to be available to us, and if it's not the best option, it's also going to be an option that actually we are comfortable with, because in our map of potentialities we have made sure that we are comfortable with each option. So that's one thing. There is another thing that I want to talk about, which is emotional intelligence, and how we have to level up our emotional intelligence in current times to actually make the right decisions. Because if we don't, we are most likely going to make wrong decisions. What do I mean by that? I mean that today, making decisions involves more stress, more anxiety, potentially more suffering, because there is so much uncertainty, so much lack of clarity that it's gonna create stress within ourselves. And some of us might actually refuse to endure that stress and therefore stop our decision process in the face of one negative emotion, right? In the face of anxiety, in the face of stress, we might be like, okay, I'm going to stop my decision process unconsciously, right? So in that there is a part of numbing emotions that is involved, and I'm going to choose that, because if I choose that, at least I've made a decision and I don't have to go again through the stress and anxiety of making a decision, right? That's dangerous, because if we do that without going through the whole process of decision making, we might just make a wrong decision to avoid that pain of staying with that anxiety in order to make the right decision, right? So that's also something else in the decision process that we need to be mindful of. And we need to actually, build our muscle, build our ability for, processing difficult emotions, so that actually we can stay with that stress, we can stay with that anxiety of lacking visibility, of lacking certainty, of lacking control, so that we can create those options, right? We can stay with that emotional negativity so that actually we can process it and we can create those different options for ourselves. And from this place, we will be able to make the best decision that is available to us in the now, and also having this map of potential options that are going to lead to further and further decisions, right? A third thing I want to talk about is that today there is, change is always there, and what, that's one of the things that is very common. If there is one thing that we know as human being is impermanence, right? So the more we can embrace that things do change all the time, the better we are going to be in our decision process, right? So what does it mean? It means that we will have to reassess more frequently than we have been used to our decisions, right? So it's an ever evolving process where maybe daily or weekly we are going to reassess the decisions that we have to make, depending on the recent events, depending on the law, the regulation, everything that is happening outside of us that is beyond our control, right? So three things in order to make better decisions in the current climate. One of them is to surrender control and embrace optionalities. The second one is to work and level up on your emotional intelligence so that you can stay with that discomfort of stress and anxiety when it comes to making decisions. And the third one is really also embracing change and embracing the fact that we will have to reassess our decisions more frequently than we are used to. And that requires agility. So that's it for today. I will invite you to go on our website, consciousleadership.org, and go in resources. There is a free masterclass that is called Refocus and Plan for Success. We've made that masterclass complimentary, and we also made that masterclass on demand so that you can watch it at any time, in the comfort of your home. In that masterclass, Refocus and Plan for Success, there is actually a tool to help you level up your emotional intelligence. And there is a tool to help you be with those difficult emotions and actually serve them. It's called the Emotional Surfboard. So I really invite you to go on our website, do that masterclass, and support yourself, in actually making the right decisions or the best decisions that you can make in the current time. I wish all of you a beautiful day, and I look forward to connecting with all of you very soon. Bye.